They'll be calling you a radical. Kevin Blanch, I want to talk about Belgium, the nuclear reactor situation that's going over there. I want to talk about Sweden. I want to talk about Denmark. I want to talk about San Onofre, Diablo Canyon, Norway, Helsinki. The situation's going Helsinki. I'm a big morning person. Remember, I stood right here every morning 5 years ago. It was right before I got cancer, and we were trading the market every day. And you know, I did a video standing right here telling everybody get out of their silver at 40. Get out at 47, 45. Get out, get out, get out, get out. I was working on my totem pole and I got sick. So I was doing those videos. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. And buy Tesla, buy Tesla, buy Tesla, buy Tesla, buy Tesla at 14, at 8, at 10, at 12. Buy Tesla, buy Tesla. And then I stood right there where I started the video. And I have the videos. And I told everybody, look, simply get out of gold. To the day, 1900. To the day, 4700. And a lot of people made a lot of money, including me, because we triple shorted the silver leveraged ETF. And I stood right here for old students of mine. But something happened, right? I mean, it's unreal. I got leukemia. I'm a big morning person, so I could hear the birds. Where'd you sleep last night, Kev? I slept in my dead fucking 40-year-old Austrian pines. They died while I was in the hospital. My dog's buried right there. You remember him running around, my Springer and my Border Collie? He died of leukemia. You know, my neighbor right there, Carolyn, she was 71. She died of leukemia. Dean died in that house when I was in Austria, second house over. He was 60 of leukemia. Of course, she died when I was young, when I was 8, when she was 38, Eugene, of cancer. My dad, of course, died of leukemia. So, you know, wow. But that's every neighborhood in the United States. You say, oh, you must live in a toxic place. Everybody in the United States has these stories over and over and over and over. So I want to talk about the reactor in Belgium. George ain't going to let me tend them fucking rabbits no more. First time ever. You guys know my volunteer big beautiful sunflowers. They've been coming up for decades. First year, remember when I painted that and we had a party here to paint it? You know, it was just the birds who showed up and helped me. You know, so Belgium has got a situation going on as Germany asked Belgium to take a look at their reactors. Take a look at your reactors and let's see what we can do with these things. You know, they're old, they're out there, you're not on it. Well, it looks like one of them's at a shutdown. And the prepared statement is always the prepared statement, is the prepared statement. You know, so the prepared statement just babbles, just lies. So you would never know. I mean, they say they have a automatic shutdown switch, went into shutdown. So first I want to lay out where I'm going. So the 20th, it looks like, I'll be flying to Los Angeles. The hearing on the San Diego waste, which is not an official NRC hearing, but it is. It wasn't scheduled, but Mark Gary, Ari Atticus has got it there. It'll be amazing. We'll go to Laguna Beach. We'll go over to, you know, again, all the beaches I've been documenting. You know, the dying and dead tide pools, the dying and dead Pacific Ocean. Hopefully we do a gig on the solstice there. Then to New York. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the 29th, 28th of July or the 12th of August. They're tentative. There's going to be an event in New York City on Indian Point. So I'll be there. I'm thinking the way it sounded last night after talking to him, I was invited to come, you know, and I'm going to help organize it. To shut down Indian Point, the liars, I think it's going to be August 10th, maybe 11th. So I'll keep you posted. I want to get to Belgium. That fight's on. I want to get to Helsinki, Finland. One activist has shut down the reactor there, but they've moved right back in. They don't quit. You know how these monsters are. So Denmark is down to less than 2% of imported. They don't have nuclear reactors. Norway has less than 2%. They have no nuclear reactors. Now, but here's Sweden. Now, Sweden's come out yesterday. Friday it got voted. that they're going to go ahead, and it says rebate 10 reactors, but don't let that headline fool you. Post Fukushima, they started pivoting. Now, I've been over there, and I want to get back to Copenhagen. I want to get back to Vienna, you know, for the conference that's going there on the spent fuel cycle, which I was there last year at the UN. So, get this. Sweden does a compromise and says, well, we're going to allow you to rebuild these, because they're not like our reactors here. Just park them off the side of the road. How many bottles of beer on the wall? Take one down, pass it around. We started at 104 recently. We're down to 85. And they're falling fast. Belafonte, look what they sold Belafonte for. You don't think this is a shakedown. Never did open. Look at how long it took Watts Bar TV8. 44 years. Look how much that cost you. It's a shakedown. Exelon's coming out with hat in hand crying. You know, Obama, give us some more money out the door. We put you in office so you could loot and made you a gazillionaire, because he sure didn't do anything. Oh, yeah, he looted. Oh, so all you should have to say in Finland, one activist, I want to meet him, I want to go to Helsinki. All you have to say in Denmark and Sweden wants to rebuild more reactors. They don't store it there. They don't keep the waste there. They just loot, you know. Oh, yeah, they threw in with Hitler. That's right. I forgot. They were his partner. Huh, so was Japan. But get off this, the Japan that is Japan. Japan's the United States Department of Energy. One word is all you need to say. Just say Fukushima. We should be able to stand up in hearings, whatever, and just look at these people and say, Fukushima. We don't use it. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. They're producing so much sun in California, in the Mojave, in Nevada, in Arizona, right there. Then I was at Diablo Canyon on the 14th of 2014 on Valentine's Day when it went on. It's been such a giant success. All of it has. Right here, Utah will tell you we have nowhere to put it. Where'd you sleep last night, Kev? I slept in my dead fucking 40-year-old pines. My dog's buried over there. Leukemia. So 5 years ago, I made a lot of people a lot of freaking money. A lot of money. But what happened? I got leukemia. I got a stomach ache. I was standing right here. I was due to speak in Zuccotti the next day. I was standing right there. My stomach just... For me to call an ambulance in the middle of the night, I mean, that was during the day, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, to where I was puking bowel movement out of my mouth, and it was horrible. I got sent home by dumb doctors. You see my path. You know, what a battle. My doctor from Denmark saved my life. Well, first, a descendant, a Danish descendant like me, who knew me, Vincent Hansen, stepped in at the last minute. They wanted to gut me and everything, saved my life. AML OS Genuvo I had. You know, I'm in a 5-year program. I'm getting close to the end of this race as far as my leukemia. But it was a doctor from Denmark who saved my life. He says, how'd you get a name like Fimbo? He says, well, when the Norwegians blew up the heavy water plant, the Swedes were trying to eat a lot of the Danes. I was born right after the war. And so a lot of people in Denmark named their children after Norwegians for, you know, saving us from, you know, Sweden's buddies. They're all nuclear. They don't store anything there. It's arrogance. Nuclear's the most arrogant thing in the history of mankind. So the hearing, I'll get my say. I'll get my 2 cents in. I always do. It'll be powerful at 20 seconds. So I'll be in LA for, you know, a few days, maybe a week. Then New York, you know, maybe the 29th, but I'm thinking it's going to be August 10th, 11th right there. So, and then I want to get to Belgium. That fight's on at Belgium. You know, of course, France. Oh my God. Arriva, what a disaster. And they're still going to cling on to their fucking bullshit. I mean, what a disaster it's been. I was in front of the UN last year, this time of year, when they had hat in hand. Arriva's CEO was right there begging. I looked through the itinerary. We were there on the spent fuel cycle, the end, as they're trying to bring the waste here. By the way, good news, it looks like Kevin Blanch, one guy, this is coming right from the governor's office, has got them blocked of bringing the waste in here. Now, of course, they're trying to bring it to Idaho. Of course, they're just taking it to New Mexico illegally. We're taking it to WIP. What? WIP's closed. Remember WIP blew up? So, the fight, I want to get to Helsinki, Finland. There's one activist on his own. I was at Freedom Eisenblauer's house in Vienna. You know, she had a long talk with me. My activism won't quit till the day I die. She says, Kevin, it doesn't, you know, you didn't pick it, it picks you. You're it, you're it, you're it. Holy Moses, I said. You know, the Italians get it with nuclear. So do the Spaniards, they get it. You know, they tried to move back in there again in Italy, you know, Westinghouse, and the mob kneecapped one of them. For real, look it up in 2012. So, that's it. So off to, and I'll get this video up. Here comes the sun. It's a tired, worn out technology. And I can't tell you how magnificent when you fly over or you travel around Denmark, what they've done with nuclear. Or excuse me, I mean, there's no nuclear. I mean, what they've done with wind. Wow. Now, we don't need wind in the Western United States. We have the sun, we have the sun, we have the... Look, even here in northern Utah, the sun shines 300 days a year. The whole Western United States is nothing but a giant desert. A giant desert. And so they're not going to happen, could happen, just like everybody's all worried. Hell in Calicut, everybody's still blabbing, it could happen. And by the way, you know, a troll's a troll. And they're going to talk shit and do whatever they do. You know, that's what trolls do. That's why they're called trolls. They sit in their mom and dad's basement, never come out, and just troll the internet, troll comments, put up slanderous videos, whatever, you know, which is illegal. Trolling's illegal. So, what's the opposite of a troll? Kevin Blanch. Tells the truth, not afraid, fights out in the street. You have to get on the street, out in the street. That's where we'll meet. You have to do the work. You have to travel. You have to get in the street. And, you know, you don't need the media to show up anymore. We don't need the media because we are the media. You throw these YouTube videos up and you plant the apple seeds. So, first LA, the 20th. The 22nd at Capistrano's, the hearing. Then, looks like New York. I'm thinking it's going to be August 10th. You know, so, and you know, I need money. I need places to stay. You know how it goes. Looks like I got a place to stay in LA. So, then I want to get to Belgium. And I want to get to Helsinki, Finland. You know, and fight this fight. I want to help our brother. I mean, he got the one reactor shut down. They don't use them. They don't need them. Wind and solar. You know, it's amazing what they do over there. This is just greed. This is just sickening, just like greed, just like World War II. Same players, same players, same players. Of course, there's no Mussolini, but, you know, God, Sweden, come on, Sweden, get with the program. Germany's online, they're going to be no nuclear. They're ahead of schedule. Switzerland's online, no nuclear, they're ahead of schedule. Denmark's online, no nuclear. They're less than 2%. I hear less than 1%. Norway, online. I mean, everybody. California, wow. They're producing 125% more freaking energy than they use. California right here, the mouthpiece for Deseret News. The Mormon Church says we are producing so much solar, we have nowhere to put it. Is it too late? I don't know. You know, almost was for me. Where'd you sleep last night, Kev? I slept in the dead pine. So I made a lot of people a lot of money. All you people that bought Tesla, you know, at 12, 13, 14, stood right here, sold your silver at 47. You know, you watched me. I turned $3,000 into $700,000. Wasn't meant to be, but it was meant to be because that allowed me to get into the bone marrow transplant center, that money. And, you know, I was working on this totem pole. It's been almost 5 years. You know, I used to do them in the mornings. Remember, right, sun up, I'd do those videos. And they're there. That's the beauty, all the proof. Cassandra, yeah. So, you know, the fight goes on. This has nothing to do with money now, you know. This has to do with wealth is our health. I've always known that. You know, I'm so happy to be alive. I'm so lucky to be alive, and I thank everybody. So, that's the gig. LA first. We'll be at Capistrano to do some work. Well, I'll do some work at Laguna Beach down there, documenting the dead and dying tide pools in the dead and dying Pacific Ocean. So, the work goes on. I'll be then New York, August 10th, I believe, 8th, somewhere, 12th. Oh, we're going to do an event for the shutdown of Indian Point. I have a whistleblower. He keeps saying he's going to do it. Sit down and tell me, you know, you've seen him on camera, but then he gets hesitant, but he claims he's going to do it this time. He's going to sit down and he's going to, you know, he's been in Indian Point for his whole life. He's the welder on the cement fuel pools, and he says he can expose all the corruption. and what they've been up to for years and years and years and years. And he'll blow the whole thing to pieces. That's dangerous, you know. It's very dangerous what we do, you know, as whistleblowers. And so, but he claims he's going to sit down with me this time when I'm in New York, and he's going to do a video with me and talk about, I mean, boy, does he know the detail and the corruption of Indian Point and how the NRC's on the take, and the corruption that's been pouring into the Hudson the entire time. And boy, does he have stories. You got to hear him, and this guy's as credible as it gets. So, and then I want to get to Belgium, help them fight that fight. Then I want to get to Helsinki. So, one day at a time. We'll see how it evolves. Stand tuned. Where'd you sleep last night, Kev? I slept in the dead fucking pines where the sun from Fukushima, Japan always shines. Stand tuned.